Hey guys, Justin here, or Mr. Fisher Mooser. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm not doing a challenge, I'm not doing a Hypixel video, I'm not doing a tutorial. Instead, guys, I'm going to announce something huge, something massive. In fact, it's something even bigger than my 500 sub tournament or anything else. So with my little intro thing out of the way, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So, first of all, you guys may have been noticing I have started streaming an SMP on my YouTube channel, and so I have started streaming this SMP for a couple reasons. First off, I started to do this SMP because I wanted to do a survival to kind of take a break from the competitive Hypixel Skywars gameplay that I have been doing. My goal was to get to Skywars level 25 and then take a break. I've reached the Skywars level 25, and so now I'm going to be taking not really a break, but I'm basically retiring from sweating. Not that I'll never play it again. It's just that I won't sweat playing it. I'm not gonna try too hard. I'm gonna just chill with it. All right. Basically, I'm retiring as a PvP main, I guess. I don't know. I'm just gonna have fun with really whatever. So that is announcement for that part. So basically, yes, I'll still be doing videos on PvP related stuff and on Hypixel. It's just that's not what I'll main playing. And then going along with that, as of right now, I will just be doing these SMP streams until I can figure out a time and schedule to do both these SMP streams along with the old weekly Hypixel open party live streams. So I want to try to do both. I just gotta figure out when and where, how, and blah blah blah, all that. So getting into the huge announcements, I want to kind of like go in depth with this. I will have timestamps both in the description, and you should see like little like a little tab list or chapter list or whatever YouTube has, to where you can jump around to skip to different places if you don't want to hear my sap story. All right. So basically, this SMP I started, like I said, as to take a break from Skywars and Minecraft and sweating and all that, blah, blah, blah. But on top of that, a while back, I mentioned about me making a server. I wanted to create a server where I was going to do, like, basically a mini Minecraft championship or MCU or Minecraft Mondays. I wanted to do, like, my own little version of that, where every week, 10 participants at random would be chosen to participate in that week's Minecraft tournaments. And the winner of that tournament would receive basically a $25 as a prize. And I would do that weekly. However, that got to be a lot of work. We actually still have a bunch of stuff that we have made for that. Really cool stuff. It's just that I'm trying to think here. It's just that it got to be a lot of work, which I'm still willing to do that work, except for the fact that it got to be the point where I couldn't do the work because we had to get plugins that we can't find or buy or anything, so we would have to get people to make them, and I just don't know of anyone who can make plugins like that, especially in the time and price range that I have. So kind of like put that on the back burner, still kind of wanted to do it. Well, once I started this SMP, or was talking to the guys of my staff team about doing an SMP, we kind of got to talking, and we decided, you know what, how cool would it be if we make this like a dream SMP? So basically, it's an SMP, but with a story and lore behind the SMP, or behind the survival. So not only would it make the survival not boring, because a lot of times doing an SMP with friends, it will get boring, people will stop playing. Well, one, if you're doing it with friends, it will get boring not as fast as if you're doing a solo survival. But then on top of that, if you have a lore or story that goes behind it, it makes it even more interesting and give you more of a motivation and incentive to play. So that I thought was pretty cool. But then I thought, what if we take it a step further? Before I get into that step further, let me tell you a little bit more about the SMP and like where it's going to go from here. So I've already streamed for a little bit over a week, almost every single day. Do I plan on streaming every single day in the future? I mean, I would like to. I can't guarantee this, though. On my Discord server, link in the description to join it, by the way. On my Discord server, I will announce before I go live how soon before I go live when I make the announcement varies on when I have time and when I know I can do the stream. But for the most part, most of my streams will be done at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and they'll carry on for however long we're either having fun or doing something, or however long I have times for. So that may be an hour, that may be 3 hours, it may be 5 hours, or it could be 30 minutes, I don't know. Basically, whenever I'm playing on the SMP, I will be streaming it, alright? It's just for a estimated time frame, it will be 7 p.m. Central Standard Time is the usual. However, I've also been doing 7:30 to 8 o'clock often if I get home late. But that's just, like I said, that will vary. But like I said, on the Discord server, I will announce before I go live, alright? So that is about like the schedule of when I will be doing this SMP series, okay? So for the lore part of it, I actually have a little list here that I'm reading. For the lore part, I'm going to talk about lore versus survival. So basically, it is an SMP, so there will be the normal SMP stuff like mining or bringing villagers to a farm, building a house. There's going to be some stuff that it's a survival part where there is no story or lore per se. Like, obviously, it will build the character because we're building our story. So the lore is backed up by the fact that we had to work to get to that point. And so that is where you get the Dream SMP style of thing. The Dream SMP, however, is more lore than it is survival. My thing will be more either balanced or maybe even more survival, just because I don't want us to have to work too hard on writing a story. With that said, the lore, as of right now, the lore is whenever we add a new SMP member, and we are fixing to start doing like little mini adventures with each cast member. That way we can also have fun every so often to give you guys something interesting to kind of break up the just boring watching us play survival and mixing it up with doing these fun little adventures written by either me or somebody else in my staff team, alright? So that is where the lore is going to come into play, is in those areas. I will give a small little bit of a teaser is that some stories will be bigger than others. So like some of these little adventures and stories will last like maybe 30 minutes. So within one episode or one stream. However, other of these storylines will last several things. In fact, some of these little adventures will be built or be building up to a final story, or, you know, like a bigger story, all right? So there'll be big stories, little stories, basically a bunch of cool stuff, making it the lore and a story and almost like a movie. So really fun stuff. That is really all about this, like when I'll do the story and whatever else. Onto the second thing on my list, which is who is going to participate in this SMP, like who are my cast. As of right now, I only have 4 cast members. I have myself, my brother Red, one of our good friends IRL, Gunk, and then another online friend of ours, Ghost. So we have us 4 currently. I'm planning on adding one sometime this week, depending on their schedule. Who I'm not 100% sure yet. I have to get with people on their schedule. But basically, right now, I have a couple people on the list, on sort of like, not really a waiting list, just I got to talk with them about schedules and how to write them in to the story, or write them into the SMP on when and how we're going to add them to the SMP. And so I got a couple people already on a list, but otherwise than that, I'm actually going to be opening up applications for future participants. Now, mind you, this isn't like a normal application where you apply and some people get accepted, some don't, based on your application. It's not quite like that. Because, let's say you fill out the application, we have an interview and everything, and I think you would be a perfect fit. You like fit every requirement. You would be like a perfect fit. All right? That doesn't mean you'll be added. What makes, or what decides on whether you are added or not is the story, whether or not you would fit in the story, whether or not you would or whether or not you can be written in right then, because I like for people to kind of like choose their roles or jobs, I should say, or like it's more of a role and character And so if you already have like a character in mind or a role in mind, instead of me giving one to you, I would kind of like work off of yours to a point. To a point. There is some restrictions on that. But if I can't write you into the story or you wouldn't make a fit, that just means you either won't get in or it will just be a while before you can get in. But that is like if you meet every other, that's if you meet every requirement, if we have a good interview and everything, and I have room for you, because like I don't want to add like 30 people in 1 week. I don't want to add one person every other day. You know, basically people will be added as the story sees fit and as I see fit. So even if you fill out an application, everything is perfect, that does not mean you are being accepted. This application is not really a you apply and get accepted or denied. It's more of me basically asking for a raise of hands. It's basically me saying who wants to join the Moose SMP with a raise of hands. Show me who wants to join. That's basically what this application is for, is just for me to see who would be willing to join it. And then I go into further, if I need someone, I will look at, basically whenever I need a new player, I'll look at the applications and then either pick the best one, or if there's no good ones, I'll wait, type of an idea. So if you don't get accepted, or even if I don't even respond to it, which I will try my best to respond to these, but just do not be discouraged if you don't get accepted, because I may have a reason that you don't know about for me not accepting you. Like it may just be like you can't make the cut, you can't VC, or you don't have a great mic, or something completely different. For whatever reason, I may not accept you, versus another time you may be perfect, have everything perfect, and I still don't accept you because, like I said, it's not quite a normal application. But either way, I'm still going to be opening those applications, which I will be making a application thing. I will leave a link to the Google Forms, which is how I'll have you apply. I will give you a link to that both in my description, but also in my Discord server. I will suggest you go to the Discord server, because that is one of the requirements, is that you have to be a member of my Discord server in order to join. So what I'll do is I'll just put the Discord link in my description of this video, and you go there, and then somewhere on there I'll have a applications or Moose SMP applications channel where I will have the link to the Google Forms. And so that's how you can apply. Okay, then after the applications, the last thing I have here on my list is making it public. So right now it's invite only. Even though I have applications, that's still technically an invite only, because you're not getting in unless I invite you and whitelist you, alright? However, I plan in the future, story building up and me being able to get what I need to get done and getting it done, I eventually want to open this to the public in a very special way. So I essentially want to create a world, a server unlike any other. What I mean by that is I want to create a server that combines a bunch of elements of other servers that they have. I want to combine them in a different way. So for example, the server, if it works out the way I'm planning it to, it will be a combination between SMP/survival. So I'm just going to say SMP. So a combination between SMP, Hypixel style of a skyblock, prison, faction, RPG, and that's like the main 5. There's some others you could probably incorporate in here, but that's just like the main 5 types of gameplay or servers that this will kind of combine into one server. So some servers do have like a skyblock and faction, but they're two completely different things, different servers and everything. You just go to it from their main server hub. This, however, will combine it. I don't want to give away too much stuff because I still want it to be a surprise, 1, and then 2, I don't know how much I'm actually able to do until I go to do it. But one of the things I want to do is have it where people can join the Empire, join the Moose Empire, or they could choose to defect from the Empire and do something all on their own, or meet up with a bunch of friends, do something on their own, whatever. So I want to combine SMP stuff there along with faction and prison/skyblock stuff there, along with like a little bit of an RPG thing, all this. I'm combining a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of really cool things I want to tell you guys, but I can't tell you yet. One, because it's a surprise, and then two, I don't know how much of it I can actually do, so I don't want to hype it up and then can't do it, if that makes sense. But once I know more in the future, I can reveal more. But really, really cool ideas, and here's another cool part. The SMP with the cast members is still going to be going on. Once the server opens to the public, nothing's going to change. Essentially, we're just going to have other players, which will affect how we do things, affect how the story goes, and then also, if it affects us, it will then affect you in turn. Let's say I get taken out of power. That will affect everyone in and outside of the empire. Let's say there's a war going on. That will affect everyone. The economy would have to go up because of taxes needed to raise money for this war or whatever goes on. So it will affect everyone about what the story goes on and everything. And then on top of that, you can kind of like see what we're doing, do it with us, participate in the SMP, just not as a cast member, but still get to do all these other really cool things. That is the plan. For more information on any of this, feel free to DM me on Discord. I will answer to what I can. Some things I have an answer for, but I can't give you the answer because it's classified for the time being. But with all that said, I'm not going to work on a whole lot of that stuff. Obviously, I am going to be working a little bit towards it, but a lot of that stuff cannot even be done until we are ready for it. Essentially, most servers, all the builds and everything in that server is made with like World Edit and a bunch of builders. All the builds and stuff for this server that we're doing, that I'm eventually going to open up, will all be done in survival within our storylines in the SMP. So everything you see will have a story behind it, which is what I'm wanting to do. So I really hope this works out, and for it to work out, I'm going to need help from every one of you guys. Whether that just be, like watching the videos and giving me feedback on what's working, what's not in the storyline, or what I could do better here, what I am doing good here. So I need to know what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong, or you could even go above and beyond. If you know how to do different things, whether it be fan art. I can use fan art for a million different things in the SMP to build the story and whatever. So fan art, just story ideas. Like you could think of stories that we could do, and then your story could be featured on the Moose SMP, like mini adventures that we go on. You guys could think of stories like that. You guys could do something like, if you guys even know how to code, you could offer to help be one of those founding staff and developers of this server whenever it goes public. It could be a building. We'll need builders for these different things. Even though a lot of it's going to be in survival, we'll still need some of these builds. And then some stuff will be done in creative because, for example, some places I don't want you to go, let's say, mining, because I don't want you to destroy our builds. And so we may have a little place where you can mine, but it's like decorative and everything. That's where you get into the person's skyblock part. So some stuff will be built in creative by builders, but most of it will not be. Or it could be through donations, through just sharing my videos with other people. But the main thing I'm going to need from you guys is your support and your feedback on the stuff I'm doing here. So I am really excited for this, guys. It's already been about 20 minutes of me just ranting on. I'm really excited for this. Is why. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to DM me on Discord. In fact, that's how also you can get in touch with me with the fan art. You can actually, if it's something you want to use for a story, DM it to me. If it's just something you want to do for fun, you can put it in the proper text channels I have on my Discord server. I have like a fan art and animation page towards the bottom, or channel towards the bottom. If it's something like a story or ideas you have right now, DM me. In the future, I'll probably make a ticket or something, and then I'll let everyone know. You can do it that way. But right now, you can just DM me if you have any story ideas or anything. If you want to get in touch with me about being a builder or dev in the future, get in touch with me. Just anything you could think about, just about any role, and I could probably either use you or find a way that you can help me out in some way, shape, or form. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for being with me. I'm really excited for this. With that said, I will see you guys in the next stream. Adios. Thank you guys. Love you. Bye.